Hey, this video is about the state of League of Legends YouTube content. I've been writing this script since last week, and on the perfect timing possible, as some of my previous videos have also coincidentally been part of, Riot released this masterpiece of a cinematic. This cinematic really ties into everything I'm talking about in this video, and it's the icing on the cake for this topic. But before we get to that, we have to talk about Scooch leaving League of Legends. On December 20th, 2023, League of Legends YouTuber Scooch announced that he would stop creating YouTube videos for League of Legends. His reasons are that League has changed to the point where he doesn't get enjoyment out of playing the game, and making his kind of League content isn't worth it to him anymore.
Number 1, League of Legends content became cookie cutter 1000 AP one-shot videos or obscure builds. Number 2, creative League of Legends content became rapidly devalued because why would you spend your time and effort making something that would, well, take time and effort?
Within his video, he also talked about League content in YouTube and how it is favoring less and less about contents like his, where it's more scripted and comedic and more thought out, and it is now in favor of these streamers channels, these highlights, these cuts, these very frequently uploaded kind of channels. As a quick recap of the history of League of Legends content on YouTube, in the first few years of League, everything was brand new, and naturally, people didn't understand anything about the game. Some people might have played Dota, but obviously, League is a completely different game from Dota, and so the first few years, people were understandably pretty bad at it. The top 50 players on that era, mechanically, are nowhere near as good as the top 10% of today. And because everything was so brand new and mysterious and people haven't figured things out yet, it felt more fun to just play the game. Just try to remember the first time you played League. Obviously it felt, at least I felt like it was way more fun than it is today. And that's because I didn't know how every champion worked. And in the first 5 years of the game, the atmosphere of YouTube itself, and in turn League of Legends YouTube, was so different and fresh to many people. So it's only natural that the type of content that is popular at the time is more casual and focused on having fun. Videos containing content like playing normal games with friends and having a very good time is very common. Other content, for example, scripted comedy videos like actual champion spotlights and glorious guides that take more time to develop are pretty hit. Lots of creative animations, cosplays, and real-life events were highlighted by Riot themselves. This leads to a lot more traction to these contents. If you were there during that time, we were eating good. Those were the golden days. There were so many high quality content and Friskkle to watch, and I'd like to think that made my first few years of playing League ever so fun and magical. I don't believe I would have the same amount of joy and anticipation for everything around League of Legends had I started today. And that's just because the community has changed over time. The public opinion around the game has also evolved into looking at it as just a competitive game when it used to be different. It didn't used to be like this. Riot used to celebrate the game as not just an esports game. It used to be a pretty big culture for many people around cosplay, around fun, just creating many different types of creative content. Right now, when you look at things going on, that's not really the case anymore. So in short, Scooch has left League because to him, it isn't that rewarding to make content for League anymore, and he felt that since the season has ended, it's a perfect time for him to exit League on a relatively okay note. Other former League YouTubers have also experienced this. Heck, even Necrid has gone on to say that he will focus on expanding to other games this year. Heck, he might probably leave League soon in the trajectory it's going. You can see all of this change be reflected in the community as well. Over time, the overall player base has gotten more competitive. That's just a fact, which increases the demand for educational guides and tutorials and high elo streamer videos. Riot also started to turn the game in a direction that is highly centered around competitiveness and their growing esports scene. Most of the main League of Legends official content are esports oriented, and you know, we have other stuff like, we'll talk about that later. At the same time, the YouTube algorithm in the period where a lot of the League content has shifted has also shifted itself. It's sided a lot more heavily with the channels that can upload 10 or longer minute videos super frequently. It is then that we began to see the rise in YouTube channels like Pro Guides and Mobalytics that specifically focus on pumping out content on champion tier lists patch per patch and teaching you advanced mechanics or strategies to help you climb the ranked ladder. These channels became super popular because a lot of people obviously want to get better at the game, the relevancy of high-ranking streamers increased even more as well, because they realized that they can pay editors to edit their past stream and upload it to YouTube every single day and get tons of views. Some of the YouTubers of old times have now shifted their content into making full gameplay videos and uploading them every day. Their gameplays would consist of things like just trying out OP champions or doing some challenges, like 5 bronze players versus 1 challenger versus 1 diamond, and do slight variations of that with some twists, some clickbaits, and you can see all of this in the Professor Akali channel. Like, no one wants to be Professor Akali, so that's kind of tragic. All of this caused the Play Normals with Friends content to truly and completely die. In the end, the group of individuals that loved the old but fun content either left League altogether or has lost a portion of the excitement and love they once had. I feel like everyone knows about this cinematic. It's been over-roasted, and I'm not here to defend it at all, because I think I can make this in 1 hour. In fact, maybe I'll do that for the next video. I'll try to do that. Even in this cinematic, you have so many caster voice lines of esports, and it's way less about the champions and the lore and the world of League of Legends itself as it is with last year's cinematic, which was 100% about the champion. This is, in my opinion, like almost 100% about the esports of League of Legends rather than the game itself. And of course, you know, you have what is probably the best delivered line ever.
Why? Because I can.
And it just ends. So I think you can begin to understand the level of people's frustrations all culminated into this cinematic's Outrage, and a lot of people just started not caring. They just stopped giving a rat's ass about anything League of Legends. Some of them quit, and a lot of content creators are not happy, and through some of their actions, content creators feel like they are not valued. So that's the conclusion. It's kind of a scary, uncertain time if you are a fan of the world of League of Legends, or even just a fan of the game. And to cap this video off, I just want to answer the question of, will I stop making League of Legends content myself? Probably not, unless I'm slowly just becoming Professor Akali. Oh no. No, but real talk, I will just make League of Legends videos when I have a good idea. And other than that, I will try to expand to other content as well. I will still play it, I will still watch some things around it, but I will not force myself to make content for it. Because I feel like I have way more to give on other topics like other video games or other media, and so I want to do that. And I feel like I have personally ran out of ideas on what interesting things I can make about League of Legends. So that's that. That's all I have to say. If you would be so kind to interact and by liking and subscribing, that would be really cool. And I'm out. Peace.